So this is just a prime example. Anytime you meet somebody who claims they are alpha male, they are a high value man, they're more likely not. They're just fucking betas. I feel like masturbating. My eyes pop up my skull. Then I'm drinking till my blood turns into wine. Hi everybody, welcome back. I just couldn't wait for this one. I saw this earlier when I was at work on my break, and I was like, I can't wait. I really want to just kind of roast this for a second. Fresh and Fit's Myron Gaines challenges Andrew Schultz to fight after talentless remark. So if you don't know who these guys are, Andrew Schultz is, I guess he's a comedian. I've seen him around a little bit. I haven't really took the time to study him or anything like that. I don't really care about comedians nowadays. Most of their jokes I don't feel are super funny. I like Dave Chappelle. I mean, I think he's funny. I love Joe Rogan. I've seen his comedy. I can't get into it. It's not really for me. I don't think he's funny. But that's just how my view is on a lot of these comedians. I think I feel like comedy died when George Carlin died. But that's just me. Fresh and Fit is basically just another one of those red pill podcasts where they purposely get young dumb women on there who are half naked just to shit on them. Pretend oh, you're nothing, I'm a high value man, and they act like having six figures means anything in today's economy when it really doesn't. So it's just an excuse to just shit on women and pretend like you're better than you really are. And if you say anything against what I just said right then you're, I guess, an incel or a fucking beta loser or whatever kind of mental gymnastic LARP that they like to imply. So anyways, let's go ahead and read this. Yeah. Comedian Andrew Schultz puts Myron Gaines of the Fresh and Fit podcast on blast, calling him talentless after he took umbrage over comments made on Schultz's show. Now Gaines wants to settle things in the boxing ring because that's what it's become now, right? YouTubers just want to do the boxing thing. Anyone just wants to settle it in the boxing ring. You know, when you're supposed to be a red pill guru or whatever, you're supposed to be like, oh, I'm alpha male. I'm just really strong in the mind. And then you act like a little bitch when you get any kind of criticism. It's just kind of funny to me, you know what I mean? Well, let's go ahead. Myron Gaines is one half of the Fresh and Fit podcast, a show that has sparked controversy online for its host inflammatory comments on women, as I was saying earlier. In their podcast, Gaines and his co-host Walter Weeks aim to give financial and dating advice to young men, usually while surrounded by a group of women who they quiz on hot-button social issues or trending news. Let's be realistic, because I've seen their podcast 3 or 4 times. Funny enough, I actually did my homework a little bit. So what's really funny about it is they just regurgitate things that other people have already said, and they do this thing where they like to roll their eyes and everything and act like women ain't shit. And I do it too when it comes to a lot of sex workers and stuff like that, but not like this, because at the end of the day I understand and for the most part respect the game. I respect that you're trying to make some money. But when it comes down to it, a lot of them are they just want to have an excuse to roast women. And, there's a reason you're demonetized, so let's just go from that. The duo has brought up during a recent episode of comedian Andrew Schultz podcast after special guest DJ Academics. Ooh, I like the way that's spelled. Never actually read that, how it's spelled. Mentioned they've been asking if Schultz was still hating on them. Andrew Schultz hits back at Myron Gaines in Fresh and Fit feud. Academics then explain the demonetization of their YouTube channel. I know the word, but when you read the word, for whatever reason, you just can't pronounce it. Prompting some laughs from the group. Academics questioned if the host was playing on Fresh and Fit's downfall due to their response. Co-host and comedian Akash Signs retorted to that they weren't the ones that brought them up, pointing out that Academics had asked if they watched their podcast. I'm a 40-year-old man who's happy. Why would I watch their podcast? I mean, hey, that's why I don't watch this shit. I'm not a 40-year-old man, unfortunately. Thank God for now. But I wouldn't watch their podcast either, because it's just a bunch of bullshit. These guys are literally fucking nobodies. You wouldn't even know who they were if they didn't have a podcast. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that there's something inspirational or something you have to listen to or even take the time to watch. If it's your thing, then by all means go for it. But I don't know. It's just this is the Andrew Tate era right now, where all the guys are trying to act like they're fucking Andrew Tate, and none of them are Andrew Tate. None of them are Cobra. Let's be real. We're all married, bro. Schultz added, I only watch it when I'm fighting with my wife. I'll be like, these guys get me. These guys understand women. This clip right here, I've already watched the clip, so I'm not going to play it again. But it seems that Gaines peeped the comedian's jokes about his podcast and wasn't too happy about it. He shot back at them on Twitter X, calling both Schultz and Sign some of the biggest snakes on YouTube. Fuck them and their whole team at flagrant, he said. The actual tweet says, Andrew Schultz and Akash, are some of the biggest snakes on YouTube. Fuck them and their whole team at flagrant. Yeah, you're kind of like up in your feels a little bit, Mr. Alpha Male. Like, alpha men aren't supposed to be like this. You're kind of just proving how much of a beta bitch you are. You know, I get negative comments a lot. I get mean people saying things to me. I just call them stupid and move on with my life. I don't sit there and like get all mad and make Twitter posts about it. So, you know, Schultz was quick to hit back in a scathing post of his own, where he drew a few choice insults at the demonetized podcast host. You gotta make sure you throw that in. Myron, you are a sensitive, talentless, bottom-feeding grifter, he wrote. Your life's work is for renting women and they're regurgitating other people's talking points. Hey, that's, for the most part, what I said. Your arms are not developed enough for this shirt you wear and your co-host is pimping you. Merry Christmas. God damn. And, you know, in response, Myron Gaines challenges Andrew Schultz to a boxing match, because why the fuck not? You know, Logan Paul and KSI did it, we should all do it now. Gaines shot back in another post where he challenged Schultz to a boxing match, writing, Since my arms aren't developed, how about you stop being an internet tough guy and put on some boxing gloves? Let's see how many jokes you can make on with a swollen face. He's a comedian, he's gonna make jokes. Quit being sensitive, you're just being more sensitive. Grifter, I've saved thousands of men from suicide, helped them get in shape. Invest to create wealth, attract their dream girls, and live better lives. What have you done? Be born with a silver spoon in your mouth and tell shitty jokes with your pussy co-host. We have the same, I'm not going to read it. It's okay. But the point of it is, it's just funny. He's like, oh, I'd save thousands of men. Maybe. But, or maybe you just made a lot of fucking dudes just dumber than they already were currently. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people who watch Red Pill Podcast are usually pretty weak-minded, in all honesty. I'm not saying I'm a physically jacked dude. I am not even the most handsome of men. But I have absolutely no issue getting with women. I have absolutely no issue with making money. I have absolutely no issue doing anything in my life. So I think it's funny that if you want to get saved, you have to resort to a podcast host where they just shit on women for 2 hours. So I don't know. Thus far, Schultz says you have to respond on the challenge, as he shouldn't. Like, what's the point? But this wouldn't be the first time the fresh and fit host have offered to put some gloves on to settle their differences in the ring. Oh, okay, so they've been sensitive multiple times. In 2021, the two asked YouTube duo Appa and Preach to come to Miami and box it out with them after they had a disagreement. I'm mad at you, so let's fucking fight. Preach accepted that offer, he accepted their offer, but nothing ever came of it, leading to a lasting joke that Fresh and Fit aren't willing to put their money, or in this case, their boxing gloves where their mouth is. Of course they're not. It's Twitter. Like, you like everyone knows. Like, if you're gonna sit there and bark the loudest, you're probably the biggest bitch in the fucking kennel. Like, let's be real. And most of these fucking red pill guys, they can never even keep up with what they're saying anyways. Like, I think every one of them has had some kind of like relapse in what they have said on any other podcast. I think Andrew Tate was the only one, and I think it's probably because Andrew Tate's probably one of the more intelligent ones. He's very articulate with the way he speaks and approaches conversations and podcasts. So, hey, I mean, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. You guys tell me what you guys think of this. Anyways, I will see everyone in the next one. Thank you very much. Goodbye.